Welcome to lesson 4 of our precision drone mapping series. In this video, we'll show you how to take the high quality mapping outputs you've created in WebODM and upload them into Birdi.io, a powerful cloud-based platform for sharing and visualizing geospatial data. Whether you're working with clients, colleagues, or stakeholders, Birdi makes it easy to share complex spatial data through a simple web link. No software installs, no technical roadblocks, just browser access anytime, anywhere. We were using data processed earlier in WebODM, all exported as standard files such as a GeoTIFF for the maps, plus regular photos, 360 panos, and even video. And it's this ability to add these different types of assets into the project that makes Birdi a better option for some than WebODM Cloud, as long as you need those features, which we often do. To get started, you'll need to get access to the system. If you'd like to try Birdi for yourself, use my referral link in the video description to sign up. It helps support the channel and ensures that you're using exactly the same tools I do in the tutorials. Once you're in, create a new project by selecting the Create button in the top right-hand corner. At the moment, there are two options, Original and 2.0. We're going to use 2.0 because it will eventually become the standard, and I personally find the new user interface much cleaner and easier to understand. Remember to click on the Details link and give it a name, or you can do that from the main screen by just clicking on the three dots. Now, one of the features I really like about Birdi is that it lets you bring in your own data. So if you already have a cheap way of processing, such as WebODM, or even have historic projects that you would like to move into Birdi, then you can do that without any additional cost. So first, let's collect the data that we will upload into the project. The first thing we'll need to do is to get the data out of WebODM. Go back into the project that you processed. Open the map you want to download by clicking on the plus and then select Download. Here you can download all the files as a zip file, which is actually what I usually do, or you can download just one part such as the ortho photo. Once you have all the data downloaded, I would recommend renaming the files so that you know what they are, as we will be uploading them all in one step. By default, they're going to be called the same name, so this is important to avoid confusion later. Now, for many of our projects, we include 360 panoramas, regular photos from key points, and even video. Personally, I program all of these in DroneLink so that I can provide consistent results. And if you want to see how to set up RTK in DroneLink, you can see the video linked in the description. Here, I'm actually going to use an old project because I want to show how other assets such as 360 panoramas, photos, and videos can be included, and I didn't capture those for the test site. Once you have all of your GeoTIFF files, photos, panoramas, and videos all in one place and renamed for easy use, jump back into your project in Birdi. To upload the files to the project, simply click the Add Layer button and select Upload Media. You can upload multiple files at once, so if you have everything ready to go, then this is a simple one-step process. Now either navigate to the files or just drop the files in the box that opens. Thumbnails will appear for each image. Once you see all the boxes you need, press the Upload button and wait for the files to be uploaded. You must wait until the files finish uploading. If you navigate away from the screen before that happens, the files will not appear. After the files have been uploaded, there will be a short delay while everything is processed, and then after processing, your data is instantly viewable in the browser. Here we see our orthomosaic layered over a satellite base map. You can use the left-hand panel to adjust the names of the layers, change the order in which things appear, or create folders to group things together either by date or by type. I find grouping things is very helpful, particularly as projects get larger, because it enables you to turn the visibility of those layers off and on, which can significantly speed up the refresh speed on the screen. You can also use the Add Layer button to add other base layers that are available in the map library. Now you can stack multiple layers on the same map, compare across different dates, or even add annotations, which will also provide measurements. All of your data stays grouped and organized inside each project, and you can even download individual assets if needed. Great for construction progress, stockpile analysis, or change detection, or just sharing notes with the team. With the different layers set up, you can easily change the visibility of the layers by clicking on the little eye icon to turn the layers on and off. But as I mentioned earlier, where Birdi really shines compared to platforms like WebODM Cloud is because we can integrate a wide variety of media, like 360-degree panoramas, standard drone photos, or even videos, all geotagged and pinned to the map. And as you can see here, there are markers shown overlaid on the map for these different assets. To view one of these, just click a marker and the thumbnail will appear on the right-hand side of the screen. Click on the thumbnail and you can expand it to full screen to see the whole thing in detail, or click on the three dots for other options such as downloading a local copy. Free plans are available to get started, but paid plans allow you to store more data and customize your portal with your own branding. Great for client-facing reports or project delivery. Once your site is set up, sharing is as simple as sending a link. Your clients and collaborators don't need any special software, just a web browser. So with WebODM for local processing and Birdi for sharing and visualization, you now have a complete professional workflow from drone to deliverable. Thanks for watching lesson 4. In the next video, we will go into some details about best practices and troubleshooting. Haven't finished this video yet, so if you have a burning question, let me know in the comments and maybe that will make it into the final video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.